when I was 16, 17. Schalke made an offer for me, 500,000 I think. And the president of Mattersburg always said no, we played against Cologne with 55,000 people in the stadium. Best moment I think when I scored in the last game against St. Pauli. 2-0. I was first in St. Pauli. I had a medical test and then they said my right calf is too short, so I knew how hard an ACL injury in football is. And after the diagnosis, I started crying in my car.
Hello everyone and welcome to our next football episode. I'm Christos Dimitriou, a professional football player and the founder of Podball. Before I start with today's discussion, I would like to ask you a favor. If you find value in today's episode, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you leave a 5-star review on Spotify, but only if you enjoyed today's episode. So back to our discussion now. Hi Christian and welcome to my episode.
Thank you for your invitation.
It's a pleasure. So I will take your journey from the beginning. Why did you choose football?
I don't know, I think in my family everybody played football. So there was no way not to play football. I started when I was 5 years old.
So do you have siblings or it's just you?
I had one older sister, she's 5 years older than me.
And your father did also play football? Or you're the only one who made it to the professional?
I'm the only one of the family, but they all played in my village. My uncles, my father, my grandfather. So
everyone. So I will ask you something because a lot of players told me that you were one of the biggest talents in Austria when you were younger. And I want to know, how did you deal with all this pressure and expectations of your surroundings?
Yeah, maybe that's true because I was in the youth national teams. I was always the captain of my team. And I played with Marcel Sabitzer, Florian Grilic, Michael Gregoric and this. When I was young, I didn't feel pressure. I just enjoyed to play football and I did it because I loved it. So there was no pressure in my young years.
And not from your family? Like you have to make it to the professional?
No pressure.
And from the media, newspapers? Because in this kind of age that you were, agents can call you, a lot of people can start talking to you. And for me it's important that if you can share some advice maybe for young athletes who are in the same position as you were, what would you say?
I think it started when I get 14, 15 years. All agents asked to come to their agency. They called my mother, my father. They came to us home to talk with us, but I always declined. I started with my manager when I was, I think, 17. I went to his agency, Grazis Green. Now they have a fusion with You First. I think it's a Spanish company. And my advice to the young players is don't think a lot about it. If you give your 100% and you enjoy to play football, the offers will come for sure.
So you were 16 years old, you played your first steps in your career, you made them in a team in Burgenland, and then you signed for Mattersburg, the second team, right? And when you were 16, you made your debut in the first Bundesliga. So I made some calculations and it seems that you were one of the youngest players in the league. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
That's right. So do you remember your first appearance in the league? How did it feel?
I remember exactly. I think it was on the 5th of May in 2010 when I was 16 years. We played against Rapid Vienna.
Oh, that's a hard game to play. First game.
I didn't really play because I came in for the last 30 seconds, I think, with long hair. So I remember the day, but I didn't really play. But it was my first appearance. Yeah.
And how was the atmosphere in the stadium?
Quite good, because always when we played against Rapid with Mattersburg, there were always a lot of fans, because a lot of people in Burgenland are fans of Rapid Vienna. So they came to the stadium to watch Rapid and not Mattersburg. So I think it was like 12,000 people. And that's a lot for Austrian football.
Of course. And was it a pressure for you to play in front of so many fans? Because I guess before that there were not so many coming to
there were no fans in the youth team. When I go on the pitch, I'm in my tunnel, and I don't feel what happens around the game.
That's very important.
So it was no pressure.
Not all the players have this ability. So I saw in the transfer market that you were moving from the first team to the second, gaining some experience, I guess, and sometimes you were on the squad for the first team, sometimes you were on the squad for the second team. Was it frustrating for you, this change?
Yeah, this was a very tough year for me. I think it was like 1 year. I changed from first team to second team, then I didn't play. Even the second team I didn't play. But I know why it was like this, because when I was 16, 17, Schalke made an offer for me, and they bid 500,000, I think. And the president of Mattersburg always said, no, he doesn't need money, he has enough money. So if Schalke would have said, we pay 1 million, he had said he wants 2 million or something. So there was no way out of this construct.
So,
and then they killed me mentally.
Yes.
Maybe that's why I'm strong in my head now.
So this kind of experience shaped your character for sure.
Yeah.
And in 2012 and 2013 was the best year in Mattersburg, where you played, I saw, 17 times for the first team. But at the same year, you were also playing for the second team. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then came the offer from Germany. And I want to ask you if Germany was always one of your goals.
Yes, I was at the dream to go to
you had the
Germany.
Dream to go to Germany.
Because it was easy because of the language. So if you go there alone, it's easier to adapt than another language. My dream was to play in Spain. This was my biggest dream because I like the play, of the style of play.
You signed in Germany. What do you remember from the first trainings? Because I know Austria is one thing, but Germany and the level of intensity you have in the training is completely different.
Yeah, I played first league in Austria, and then I came to Düsseldorf in the second league. I was training with the first team, but the intensity was much higher, and the pressure from outside with the media and something. I didn't know that before. And then my first 3 or 4 months, I trained with the first team, but always played in the second team. So it was a little bit frustrating for me because I came from the first league in Austria, and then I thought, yeah, you will play directly in the second league of Germany. But in this year, Düsseldorf also got relegated from first league to second league.
So how did this offer came about?
After Mattersburg, we had after the season we had under 19 qualification for European Championship. Before this, I was first in St. Pauli. There was everything ready, but then I had a medical test, and then they said my right calf is too short, so it could be difficult with injuries and something. So I went back home. Never heard anything about from St. Pauli. Then we had this qualification, and then before the game against Sweden, the coach of Düsseldorf called me, Mike Büskens.
So he called you directly?
He called me directly and said, yeah, he wants to have me in his team for next year. So I played the qualification game against Sweden. They sent the chef scout to
see the game,
watch me, and then after we had one more game against France, and then after this I went to Düsseldorf with my agent, and then it goes quick.
And comparing the two levels, the first league in Austria and the second league in Germany, how was the level?
The football skills in Austria are, I think, really good. You can compare it. It's, I think, maybe better. The style of play, you want more to play with the ball. But in Germany, you have this intensity, everything. You get pushed from the fans in the stadium. It's different.
And you played 49 games in the second league for Düsseldorf, if transfer market
I don't really know.
Is right. And I want to ask you, what was the best moment in your career during this time, and what was the worst?
The best moment was 22nd of December 2013. I know the date because we played against Cologne, the derby.
Wow.
With 55,000 people in the stadium. It was full, and then we went out for the warm-up. And then 30 minutes before the game, they told us we start half an hour later because the fans were fighting at the tram station or something. So we went back to the cabin, and then after 20 minutes we went back out to do some sprints, and then we started the game half an hour later. We lost 3-2, we were 2-0 down. Then I made an assist to the 2-1, 2-2, and then we lost 3-2.
That was the best moment.
It
makes sense for a football player to play in front of 55,000 fans. It's an incredible achievement. And what was the worst moment in your career during this time?
I think my ankle injury. I was out for 6 months. Then I played a game with the under-21 national team in Azerbaijan. And then I was out again for five months. So I didn't play for Düsseldorf for 1 year.
Okay, and this was the first serious injury that you had during your career?
Yes, this was the first serious injury because my agent told me in January, maybe in summer, we go to Leverkusen or PSV Eindhoven.
Wow.
And then the first game in February, I got this injury, and then I was out for nearly 1 year.
And then you came back, but you didn't have contract anymore.
Yeah, I came back, and then the new coach, Funkel, came, and then he let me play, I think, the last games of the season. And then I signed a new contract. They wanted me to sign for 2 years, but I said I want 1 + 1. And after 20 games, so I have another year to stay in Düsseldorf. But then I get another injury in my knee, the fibula.
The ACL.
No, the bone.
Okay,
here. And then I was out also for 4 or 5 months. So I came to 16 games. And then we had the last game against Aue at home. We had to win. So before the game, we knew we had to win. I scored 1-0 for us, and we won 1-0. This was on Sunday. Then Monday, last training, I came there. The coach came to me to speak with me, and he told me, I want to keep you here, and the assistant coach also, but the sporting director says no. So your contract is finished, and you can leave.
And how did you feel when you hear this news?
Really sad.
Really sad.
Yeah.
That was the first time that you say, okay, even though you gave everything on the pitch, you had these injuries and you had this kind of setbacks, and then you get this from the sport director. So let's stay a bit on the fact that you had these serious injuries, because I want to know, how did you deal with this? If you have a support system like family, friends, maybe a girlfriend that helped you during this time? Because a lot of athletes are in similar situations like you were.
Yeah, with my ankle injury, my family came to visit me. They always helped me a lot.
Did you have an operation, or it was not necessary?
No, not necessary. And also the club give me the support to help to come back as fast as possible. But it was a very complicated injury.
Yes.
I don't really know what was damaged, but I think everything in the ankle. During the time of my injury with the knee, I get to know my girlfriend, so it was also good.
Yes, and even though it was a hard moment, you got something good out of it. And when you got the news from the sport director, from the coach, that the sport director doesn't want you anymore, do you remember what you went through in your mind? Did you have another offer?
Yeah, I thought, I'm here now for 4 years. I came with 19 years. Just when the coach say, I want you to have in my team, while the sporting director says, no, we don't give you a contract. So this was what I didn't understand. Because if the coach says, I want you in my team, and I count on you for the next season, then why the sport director says no?
Yeah, maybe it depends on the club, because sometimes the decisions come from the sport director and sometimes they come from the coach. And at this time you didn't have another club, like a second option.
I had offers from Kiel and Aue, but I didn't want to play there because when you live in Düsseldorf, you don't want to live in Aue after. And I always had the dream to go to Spain. And in end of May or June, my agent called me that Getafe called him.
Wow.
They played second league in Spain at this time. I declined the offers from Kiel, Aue, everything because I wanted to go to Spain. But the problem was they played these relegation games until end of June.
Yes.
So the clubs in Germany also, they started with the preseason and everything. And Getafe said, if we get to the first league, we sign you.
Yes.
But then they get it.
And they got it.
They got it, but never called me again. So I was a half year with no club.
Half year without club.
After I played in Düsseldorf, yeah.
Insane. So fast things can happen in football. You were playing in Düsseldorf for 4 years. You hear this news from your coach. Then you have 2 offers from the 2 German clubs and 1 offer from the Spanish club, from Getafe. And at the end, nothing happened. And how do you deal with this situation?
Yeah, then this time there came another offer of Duisburg.
Yes.
In the summer. But we spoke with them and then they said first they have to sell 2 players that they can sign me. Because of license problems earlier, I think in 2010 or something. So they couldn't sign a new player. And then I said, okay, can I come to train with you? And then it was a period of 4 months or something. And then in November I decided to go to Duisburg. I rent an Airbnb.
Yes.
For this period, and I trained with Duisburg.
But you were without contract?
I was without contract, yeah. And then in January I signed for Duisburg because they sold the players. And then I came to Duisburg, yeah.
Okay, but in these 4 months that you did not have a club and you did not train with Duisburg, what did you do?
I trained with a club in the 3rd league in Austria with Neusiedl.
Okay.
I played also 1 friendly game for them. Then they wanted to sign me, but I didn't want to go there.
Of course not.
And it was just a hard time. It was so boring. I didn't know what to do with the time.
Of course.
I trained alone, but it's not the same
to
train alone or in a team. So I was really happy in January that I could go to Duisburg then.
And then let's talk now about Duisburg. You stayed there for 2 seasons?
Yeah, 1.5 years.
1.5?
Because I came in winter.
And what was there your best moment and your worst moment?
Best moment, I think, when I scored in the last game against St. Pauli. We won.
In St. Pauli or
at home?
At home.
We won 2-0. I didn't score so many goals, so
the ones you did, you celebrate them.
These are the best moments in my career. And the worst moment was the ACL injury. I came there in January, then I played a few games until summer. And then in the 3rd game of the season, I torn my ACL.
You stayed for 6 months again, or it was more?
So in September, I think, and then I came back in April, but only 2 friendly games, so I didn't play for Duisburg anymore. No,
you couldn't prolong the contract afterwards, after this injury.
No, because we were relegated in the 3rd league.
Okay.
And then they said, no, we don't want to extend your contract.
So your worst moment, you would say, is the injury during your time in Duisburg.
Yeah.
You had already 1 injury before. You were better prepared during this time, or was harder than the one you had before in Düsseldorf?
I think it was harder because I knew how hard an ACL injury in football is and how long it takes to come back. So it was really hard. I started after the diagnosis. I started crying in my car, but after 3-4 days
It's a process. You have to go through the whole process. And during this time, you had physiotherapists from the club, or it was something that you had to do on your own?
Yeah, we had a rehabilitation in Duisburg, and I lived in Düsseldorf, and then I go every day with the taxi.
And tell me, how was this? How was the day? How did your day look like during this time?
I started at 9 with upper body training. Then I had a physiotherapy for 40 minutes, 1 hour. Then a break, and in the afternoon I went for a run, something.
Did you do something with your free time? Because during injuries, do you have more time, or because you are injured you have even more training than you used to have?
I think you have less time when you're injured because you train more.
And the massage and the therapies, it takes more time.
Yeah, you train 2 times a day, I think.
And then, yes.
In November, I went to Hoffenheim for 2 months to make my physio there, to see new people. I think it was good.
But did you go to the club, or did you go to the
Real Centrum, the club? Okay. It was next to the club. Because my best friend plays for Hoffenheim, and he checked me to go there.
And after you got health again, and you signed and you came back to Austria?
Yes, in summer 2019 I came back to Austria.
So it was Duisburg, Admira, if I'm correct, and then you went to Aalemania Aachen.
Yeah, but when I came back from Duisburg to Austria, I went to a trial at WRC.
In the first league?
In the first league. And in my second training, I torn my ACL again. So I had no club, and I was injured again for 1 year. And I think this was the hardest time of my career. Why? Because I didn't have a club. I did the rehab on my own. I had one physio.
So you cover all the expenses on your own, all the costs for the injury.
Krankenkasse, insurance,
yes.
Paid for it, but not enough. I had to pay also from my own pocket, and I had to do everything alone. I went 2 times a week to my physio.
Yes.
But in this time you need more. And I trained in the fit-in on the Marilberstraße on my own. He gave me the program, and I did it.
How do you stay disciplined during this time? When you don't have someone to push your...
Yeah, I just wanted to come back on the field, so I was 2 years out this time.
2 years?
Yeah, first in Duisburg, so 10 months, and then in summer again.
And it was the same leg?
Same leg. And then in summer 2020, I signed for Admira Amateure.
And how was when you came back on the pitch?
The feeling was good. I really enjoyed it. It was not as easy as before to play football.
Yeah, because I guess you stayed outside. You stayed out of training and practicing with the team for such a long time. So when you came back, your body was different, and your moves in the pitch was also.
Yes, and you also think always about your movement.
Yes,
you are a little bit afraid of contact.
Yes,
so it was hard to get back.
And how long did it take you until you came back to your level?
3 or 4 months. Then I played in the 3rd League of Austria with Admira Amateure. I don't know, 4 or 5 games, and then the coach from Admira Amateure came to the first team. He took me with him. Then I played in the first league again against St. Pölten. We lost 5-0. The coach went back to second team. I stayed in the first team. And then I played 1 game against Austria for 5 minutes. The coach put me in. I made the assist. 5 minutes. 1-1. And after this, I only played 1 more game, I think. And after this, he never let me play.
He never let you play again. Well, I spoke also with other players who came to podcast to football, and they also agreed with me that a coach can define your career. And in your case, you were lucky in the beginning because the coach from the second team went to the first team, and then he left. Then another coach came, and you did not take as many minutes as you would wish for you. How did you deal with your coach during this time? Did you speak to him why you don't play so much, or you say I will keep training and then I will wait for my chance?
Yeah, I spoke with him because the weirdest thing was that he told me you are the best player in the team, but you are not fit enough. And then I told him, Coach, I was 2 years out. I didn't play games. But when I'm the best player and you put me in for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, I become fitter and fitter. And then when I'm the best player in the team, I can help the team. But he didn't really understand it.
Do you think it was an excuse, or do you think he really meant it, what he said to you?
I think it was an excuse because of whatever. I don't know.
Would you have preferred to have maybe a feedback that maybe it is a little bit tougher, but it's the truth, instead of saying something just to maybe not upset you?
Yeah, I always wanted to hear the truth because I'm also a type who tells the truth.
Yes.
But in football, it's hard to find people who tell you the truth, I think.
Yeah, not a lot of people do that. And also coaches. For me, it was, for example, when I first came to Germany, the language played an important role. I mean, most of the times coaches were telling me, yes, you're a good player, but the language is a problem. For me, it was an excuse. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't say that I did everything perfect, but I wish they would have told me the truth, because then I can work on a specific area instead of taking more German classes. Well, they help me now, but back then maybe it would have been something different. Maybe I could work on something else. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you.
And you left Admira and you went to Aalemania Aachen.
Yeah.
I had on my first podcast episode in English, I had the current coach from Aalemania Aachen. Now they are first. They are having a very successful season, but how was it for you when you were there?
I went to Aalemania Aachen because the coach of Admira's second team, Patrick Helmes, is a former player of Cologne. He went to Aachen and he took me with him. It was a hard time in Aachen because they wanted to go up in the third league as fast as possible. Yes. But I think we hadn't the team with enough quality to do that. So we really had a hard season.
Okay.
The half year I was there, we were 15th or something. And the expectations were to go up in the third league. So
yeah, because it's a very traditional, very big club.
Yeah. Yeah, very big club in the fourth league.
Yes. With
a lot of fans. Unbelievable stadium.
The coach sent me some videos recently, and they had like 20,000 spectators during some games in the fourth league of Germany.
And now they are first.
They're
maybe
first.
Because I'm gone. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But I think there's a lot of potential in the club.
But when you were there, it was the quality of the team only, or also the infrastructure of the club? Maybe they were the wrong people in some positions. They did not take the right decisions.
Yeah, I think that was also a main problem, that the people were fighting against each other.
Yes.
We didn't hear a lot about it. I think it was like this, that they fight against each other.
But there was a lack of communication there.
Yeah. And the team, for me it was not enough of quality to go to the third league or to play in the top 5.
Yes. Well, in the fourth league in Germany is also hard. Even though you can have the best season, you can be first, then you have to play the game with another team from another part of Germany.
Yeah, but I think they changed it now. When you play in Regionalliga West, like Aachen, you go directly up. And also from Regionalliga Bayern, I think. Because they are professional leagues.
Okay, so this year only, or it's every year the same?
No, every year.
Every year the same. Okay, so
they changed it in 2020 or something.
Okay, because when I was in Cottbus, we had to play a relegation game. So
Yeah, Cottbus still have to play, I think.
even though the club was a professional club, but still the league,
Yeah.
not a professional, I guess, if we had to play the game. And you stayed for 1 year there,
Half year.
there. And then you came back to Austria for Stripfing. How did this offer come about? Why Stripfing, for example? Because you had a very good CV and Stripfing was a promising team, but in the third league of Austria.
First time I met with Stripfing was after Admira in the summer.
Yes.
2021, but then I told them that I want to go anywhere else to see what's possible. Maybe I can come back to third league or second league in Germany. And then the new coach in Aachen, who came in November, he didn't like me, I think, as a player and as a person, I think. And then I cancelled my contract in January. And I always had contact with the president of Stripfing. It was very fast. He called me in January and I said, okay, I come. I want to go. I want to help you to go up in the second league. So we missed the target in the first year because Vienna was a little bit stronger than us.
But it came a year later. How did you adapt from Germany to Stripfing? Because of the infrastructure, you played in a huge stadium with so many fans. You know, the pressure of the club, the expectation of the club, but also the history of the club. And you came to Stripfing for a promising project. How was for you?
When I came back from Aachen in February, I was a little bit wondering when I saw the pitch in Stripfing in the stadium.
You didn't know.
I didn't know before, so I was a little bit shocked when I saw the infrastructure. Afterwards, I accepted, and I just wanted to play football, and I really enjoyed it to play football there because there were not so many people. It was relaxed to play.
And you had a very good team, so you had
a very good team. I think the team in Stripfing was way better than the team in Aachen.
Interesting.
For me, when I came,
yes,
I was really happy when I saw how
what about the intensity? The intensity in the training was also there, because I know German clubs, they might train a bit more.
Yeah, it was a good intensity, I think.
Okay, so
but more with the ball.
And how did you keep yourself motivated? Coming every day to train in a football pitch where it's not the best one.
At the beginning, it was a little bit hard, but even the pitch was not so good. We tried to play football, and the style of play, I liked it because everybody wanted to have the ball and play 1-2, even if the pitch was not good. We tried to do it, and it was fun.
And 1 year later, we successfully promoted to the second league. So how was the experience like playing for a club who, at the end of the season, promoted to the second Bundesliga in Austria?
Yeah, when I signed for Stripfing, I came with the intention to go to the second league because I knew a lot of players and I knew the quality of the players. So for me, it was clear if we don't go up in this year when Vienna went to the second league, we will get it the year after. And I liked it to be part of the project.
Yes.
And I was sure we will do it because the players were good for third league.
Do you remember something like how did you celebrate? How was this time, Because things happen so fast that we don't take really the time to celebrate these kind of milestones that happen during our careers. So what did you do?
Yeah, for me it was also new because it was the first time I get a champion of the league. So we celebrated.
Did you go somewhere? Did you go to another country or did you stayed in Austria?
No, we stayed in Austria.
Okay.
But after the Electro game, it was the most decisive game this season. We won 6-0.
Okay.
And then a few guys of the team went to celebrate the win because then we knew we got it. And after the last game, we also went to a club to celebrate a little bit.
and you are coming back after summer holidays, and the club had made a cooperation with Austria Vienna. So basically, the best players from the second team of Austria Vienna, they came to Stripfing. Most of the players, because you promote to the next league, they also stayed. So two teams came together, and I wanted to talk with you about this season and the first part of the season. How, in your eyes, it was a successful? How was our performance, basically?
I think at the beginning it was a little bit difficult because we had, as you said, 12 players from Stripfing and 10 players from Austria, the best young players, and we had to become a team,
A family.
and a family. We started a little bit late with the pre-season, so at the beginning it was hard, but I think after the third, fourth game in the league, we become a really good group, and I think we played attractive football, maybe one of the best in the league, I think.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
On that, we were also, up to a point, we were also third place. And then an unfortunate event happened again in the game against Lafnitz. I know if I saw the video, I should have scored the goal. Maybe it would have happened, but unfortunately I didn't. And here we are. So let's talk about this, because one time it is hard. Second time it is even harder. But 3 times, how do you come back from it? And I want to ask you that because you're a great role model for a lot of athletes. Not a lot of athletes after even the first time they come back. You did it 2 times, and now you are the 3rd time. The game happened on Friday, and I remember on Monday I saw you in the dressing room, like nothing happened. What did you go through this time? Like 3rd time?
Yeah, I think with the time you learn how to handle it. I think the hardest was the second one, and now the third one. Yeah, 1 or 2 days you think about it, why you tackled this player.
Because you were
It
also
was
very good. You
stupid.
had 3 assists, I think, until then,
Yeah,
in 11 games or something.
yeah, I think yes. Yeah, I thought about the situation in the game. It was stupid because we were 3-0 up.
Yeah, but you know,
Maybe I could have
emotions.
stayed just behind, relaxed, but
Yes.
I was like in a flow. I want to get the ball and, I don't know, score another 1-2 goals. Yeah, I suffered 1, 2, 3 days, but then I said to me, it doesn't help. It's gone. You have to
Continue, basically.
continue, and you showed that you came back 2 times, so you can come back for the 3rd time as well.
So you will come back for sure. We're all waiting for this day. Now, how can you tell me a bit about your rehabilitation? What do you do every day in order to come back stronger than before?
Yeah, my week is like Monday legs and running, Tuesday upper body and bike, Wednesday legs, running, Thursday upper body, bike, Friday legs and running, and Saturday easy training,
Yes.
like yoga,
Okay.
bike, and that's
And then all
That's
over
the
again
plan.
from Monday, from the beginning.
yeah.
And you had this kind of injuries. Did you think like, okay, this kind of injuries happen in sports. Is it maybe better now, as I'm getting older, to have a plan B?
100%, yeah. After my second ACL injury, I started to study sport and event management at the Universität Schloss Seeburg. It's in Seekirchen in
Yes.
Salzburg. And they also have it's like a room,
One
not
sport.
not a university.
Okay.
And you have to go there for 2 days in a month to make your course.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the university, because maybe the other athletes would like to know about it.
it's more the management part. Not a lot with sports, but for me, or as a sports athlete, I think it's important to learn the part of the management, because with your experience in sport, you already have this, and you can't learn this.
Yes.
And if you learn the second part of the how to manage this and this, I think it could be a good combination for your future.
And would you suggest to a young athlete to do it regardless if he get an injury or not, to invest his free time in life after sports?
I think when I am now 20 years old with the experience, I would have started to study when I was 20, because you go to the training Monday 2 times maybe, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday 1 time, and you have a lot of time to do something else during your sports career.
And with the right time management, you can manage your career as a student, but also your career as a football player.
I think it's
possible.
It's possible, yeah, because the studium.
Bachelor degree,
yeah, you can do it easily when you are a professional footballer, because you have a lot of time.
I think also it helps your mind, because you have everyday football. You don't have nothing else to do, But if you have something else to do, you kind of take some time off, some hours during the day, and then you are refreshed for the day, for the next day, and for the next training. That's how it worked for me. University or some other hobbies that I have. Have training. Maybe I have a bad day in the training. Maybe I have a good day in the training. Regardless, I have something else that I can put my focus on after the training, and then I'm kind of recharged for the next day.
Yeah, because you come to training at 8 in the morning and you go home at 1, and then you have
so many hours,
10 hours or 8 hours until you go to sleep.
Yes.
So you can use the time to do,
and there are no excuses.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you now, imagine now you wake up tomorrow and you have all the knowledge you have until now, all these experiences you made, and all the people you met. What advice would you give to yourself? And the same advice goes basically to a young athlete. Like, what advice would you give to yourself if tomorrow you were 18 years old?
I would say do some extra training. Don't be lazy, and try to find another thing during your football career that helps to grow as a person, and also learn something else that helps you afterwards in your life or in your career after the career.
And if you don't know what you like, how do you find this? Because we have been playing football for so many years, and this is what we know how to do it. That we know how it works. We know we are good at it. But how do you find a second passion?
I don't know. I think I can't answer it, because for myself, I didn't find another passion, I would say. I'm studying sport and event management, but I'm studying it because I want to be, after my career, also in this football construct.
Yes.
When I finish my career.
I have prepared some questions. Basically, there are some questions I received from friends and teammates of ours on Instagram after announcing that you would be coming. So you can answer either by saying a word or a phrase. Okay? So the first question is, do you regret anything in your career?
My injuries.
Your injuries. The top 5 players of all time in your position.
Pirlo, Busquets, Toni Kroos. I think these 3 are enough.
Top 3. And so, okay, who was the best player you played with, and who was the best player you played against?
I think the best player I played with, Kerem Demirbay, and against James Rodriguez.
You played against him?
When he was in Monaco.
You had the friendly game?
Yeah, the last friendly game before the season was against Monaco.
And what did make this?
I only played 10 minutes.
But yeah, still, what did
1-3-2, I think.
you won?
And James scored 1 goal
Okay.
with his right foot.
What did make this player special?
I think his vision of the game, his first touch also, because he was always ready and played the last ball.
He had a great career. Next question is an hour in the gym or an hour running?
Now running.
An hour running. When you are in the gym, do you prefer Daniel or Johanna?
Daniel. But he's not in the gym with me, so
Yes.
yeah. So Johanna. I don't know.
Both of them. So a story you have never told or a secret you have never shared?
I can share it with you now.
You can't?
I have no secrets.
You don't have no secrets?
No.
A story maybe?
No.
No, you don't want to share with me. So yeah, that would be all for today, and I hope you enjoyed our today's discussion. And also, I think a lot of athletes who can hear Christian's story can take something from it and implement it in their own lives. And really, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.